So I can already tell you that there are going to be Gundam fans that hate this and Gundam fans who love this idea. Either way, let's take a look at the details. What is going on, fellow board members? Welcome to the boardroom. I am Ords, and today we are taking a look at an article from IGN.com. Netflix is making a live-action Gundam movie with Jordan Vogt Roberts directing. I'm pretty sure I botched that name there, but whatever. Either way, guys, a live-action Gundam movie is happening. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I think there's going to be people who love this and people who hate this idea. And, you know, at first, when they mentioned the director here, I'm a little hesitant. But before we get into the article, guys, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscription button down below. We are on the road to 1,500 subscribers, and I'd like to get there before July if possible, and you guys doing that would go a long way to helping me, and I appreciate it so much. Even if you don't, guys, just thank you so much for coming by and checking out the video. With that being said, guys, let's get into the talk. Legendary Entertainment and Kong Skull Island director Jordan Vogt Roberts are teaming up to work on a live-action Gundam movie that will stream exclusively on Netflix. So here's my biggest beef with it so far. Right out the gate, you have the director of Kong Skull Island. Now I know, being mostly a big, huge cast, despite Brie Larson being in the movie, that kind of really turns me off just from the get-go. But her being surrounded by an amazing cast. I think there could have been more with this movie. There could have been more to this movie, and there's mixed reviews. I would say is a slightly above average, decent monster movie. Kong Skull Island, that is. It kind of makes me think that Legendary Films wants him to do it because of the scope of the Kong movie called Kong Skull Island, the big characters and Gundams being big suits. Maybe he has an understanding of a bigger scale. Maybe that's why they want to bring him in, or maybe that's why they thought about him. So at first I am a little leery bringing this director in. However, there's some really interesting details to come up that makes me feel a little bit better about it. So let's keep going. Details about the project operating under the working title Gundam are limited at this time. Brian K. Vaughan is writing the screenplay and will also act as executive producer. The movie will stream on Netflix globally, except in China, where Legendary will distribute the film. There is no set release date for the film yet. He is joined by Cale Boyder, who will oversee the project on behalf of Legendary and the original Gundam Studio Sunrise. Jason Young, director of the original film at Netflix, will also oversee the project. So this is what kind of gives me a little bit more ease to this Gundam project, is that they're going to have some of the original people coming in and overseeing it, which is always a good thing. So hopefully they're really involved with the collaborative work inside the film. So like I said, that kind of gives me a little bit more excitement thinking about it. You know, just with the way media is nowadays, I think about a Gundam movie and, you know, it just doesn't seem appealing to me. But like I said, this has eased my mind a little bit more going into it. In terms of the movie's actual plot, Netflix is staying mum. It's unclear if Vogt Roberts' film will take place in the universe century, the same timeline as the original Gundam anime is set in. If Vogt Roberts, and I hate that guy's name, and Legendary take their influence directly from the show, fans should expect gigantic battles as armies of the space colonies wage a war of independence against those still on Earth. More details about the film's plot are expected to be released in the coming months, and we'll do everything we can to keep up with that. But yeah, nothing really in the way of plot yet. I would have to say, if they're going to do a Gundam movie, they have to stick within the vein of the original anime. That's probably their best bet. That's where the show started. That's probably where you want to go with it. But we all know how these directors like to put their own spin on things, change things, move things around. But I really hope they do this some kind of justice, because I would love to see a Gundam, you know, even somebody who's not really, or was never really like into Gundam, who would watch it because the show next was the show that I wanted to watch. I enjoy watching Gundam. I love the models, the action figures, the Gundam stuff. Very cool. So I just hope they do right by the Gundam name. On paper, it's a perfect match for Netflix, Legendary, and Roberts. Netflix has spent the last several years building up its own anime offering alongside developing big-budget blockbusters. Yeah, Netflix has kind of just been like basically just throwing it to their creators and say, make something. If it sticks, cool. If not, we'll just drop it. And Netflix has the money to do that sort of thing where they can just throw money at people to create something. If they don't like it, they can either get rid of it or just cancel it. And then they still have what was created there. So, and I noticed with Netflix, at least before I canceled my Netflix, they were definitely throwing a lot of anime stuff out there, especially gearing to younger crowds with the anime. Netflix declined to comment on the film's budget when asked by IGN. Still, Gundam is the perfect combination of both. Having a movie like Gundam would help Netflix bring in a batch of new subscribers and offer the type of must-watch movie to prevent current subscribers from canceling. Tapping into an active global fan base like Netflix did with the Witcher live-action series is almost a smart move for the company. No, I think it is a smart move for the company. And again, still not having my Netflix, it's not a really company that I want to support in that way financially. But yeah, I think this is going to be something that kind of brings people back to it. People are very curious about it. And I would have to say that the people who watch Gundam are probably people who still watch Netflix. I don't know if they're going to be bringing a whole swath of new fans or Gundam fans and bring new fans to Netflix. But you're going to see what most people do is they buy a subscription for a month. They binge watch what they want to watch, and then they cancel the subscription. That's probably what'll happen here, especially if this is a movie. But it's Netflix. They have the money to do that sort of thing. So. All right, so the article goes on to talk a little bit about the clash between Legendary Films and Warner Media with the whole Godzilla versus Kong situation, about how they said simultaneously wanted to release it on the streaming platform and in the theaters. An interesting point here at the end of the article, and I am going to do a video on that, so make sure you guys are paying attention to the channel for that. Going to do a video on the clash between Legendary and Warner Media. Been doing some research on it. It's really interesting stuff. But for those of you who know what's going on with that situation, if you don't, we'll make it like a comic book where you have to go watch the other episode and then maybe come back to this one. But anyway, for those of you who know what's going on with it, it says Netflix was prepared to buy Godzilla vs. Kong for $200 million, but Warner blocked the decision, according to Deadline, since Netflix doesn't have any major theatrical plans with the majority of its films, and since Legendary can fully distribute the movie in China on its own, there are less circumstances likely to pop up. Like I said, I'm going to dive more into that topic in my next video, but we have a live-action Gundam movie, it looks like, coming to Netflix. Like I said, I'm a little bit relieved to know that some of the people who worked on the original stuff are coming in to oversee the movie. Like I said, hopefully they do some really good collaborating work within that movie with the director, and hopefully the director. I mean, like I said, Kong Skull Island got mixed reviews. I would say it was a slightly above average, a good monster movie, but slightly above average movie in general. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys have seen Skull Island, if you guys like Kong Skull Island. Let me know what you guys think about this as well. Live action Gundam movie. The child in me is a little excited about this, to be honest with you. But again, as always, cautiously optimistic. Anyway, guys, again, just let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. All right, guys, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button down below. Hit that bell for notifications. And as always, please make sure you hit that subscription button. It always helps. Again, we are on the road to 1,500 subscribers, and hopefully you will help us do that. Anyway, guys, a live-action Gundam movie coming. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out for Netflix, and if it's any good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I love all of you guys. We will catch you on the other side. Peace.